Hey everybody, it's Coach Carly, and I wanted to take a minute to make a video talking about why I'm paleo and most importantly why I choose to be grain-free. A lot of people can get behind the paleo ideas of eating less processed food and avoiding sugars, but a lot of people still really struggle with the idea of eliminating grains from their diet because they've been told for so long that whole grains are so healthy, and they remember that food pyramid from when they were a kid, and it says at the bottom like 8 to 10 servings of grains a day. So when I tell people I don't eat grains, and they're like, you don't eat bread, you don't eat this, like they're really surprised. They don't understand a lot of it. So I just came back from a weekend in Seattle, and I ate some food I don't normally eat. When I'm at home, I'm really good about sticking paleo pretty much completely. There are times when I have little treats here and there that might be gluten-free, but I have to avoid dairy because I have an intolerance, and I really try to stay away from gluten completely. But I was, up in Seattle, and we were doing some different family events, and I indulged in some things, like I said, that I don't normally eat, like a gluten-free bun on a sandwich, and I had today I had a croissant, an entire croissant, and a couple mini scones. And yesterday I had like a mini lemon bar and a mini pecan pie bar, and these were all like full gluten, and which I never eat. And so I was just thinking this morning, especially, we had this big brunch at my aunt's and it was delicious, but I had this croissant and I had those scones, and on the drive back I felt disgusting. And I think a lot of people don't, I hear a lot all the time when I say I avoid grains because I feel better without them, and people will be like, well, I eat them, and I feel fine, and I don't think I eat too much of them. It seems okay for me. I'm okay with eating grains, and I'm not here saying like if you include some grains in your diet every now and then that you're like can't possibly be healthy or you can't have a good body weight or whatever. I think even the most dogmatic paleo, people would say you can include some grains here and there if you're the sort of person that can tolerate them. Some people really can't. I hear that objection a lot where it's like, well, I'm okay with grains. I can have them every once in a while. And I used to think that too. I didn't used to eat well at all when I was like 19 and 20 and at college and cooking top ramen and all that stuff for myself, and I dealt with some really bad digestive stuff and started to understand the importance of whole foods, and I thought fiber everything and getting more whole grains in, and I made that swap, and so I was a whole grain eater. I actually, for a while, if you followed my blog, baked 100% whole grain things on my food blog, and I was thinking of making a whole grain cookbook, baking book, and then I found out about paleo and started reading about that, and that's when I started eliminating grains from my diet. So I'll just say that like for my entire life I thought grains were just part of your diet. I thought I felt fine when I ate them. I even actually tried to go gluten-free when I moved down to Portland and was working in this gluten-free bake shop. I went gluten-free for a little while to see, like, everyone talks about gluten-free, what's the fuss? Let me try it and see how I feel. My sister eats gluten-free, and I was living with her for a little while, so it kind of just made sense to try it. And I didn't feel that much different. I've always struggled with sugar cravings, that energy crash in the middle of the afternoon where I would come home from work in the evening and just be exhausted, and I'd bring a pastry home from work and I'd literally like shove it in my mouth, just like I can't even explain it. It was just, and what it was a sugar crash and blood sugar crash, and where I'd have, not even necessarily sweets all day, but I'd have some sort of grains, even when they were gluten-free, and when you eat grains, it really affects your blood sugar. So, it took me, going into paleo and learning about that. I did all the reading and whatnot, and a lot of people wonder, like, they'll ask me, are you still paleo, and how's that paleo thing, and did you lose a lot of weight with paleo? And when I tell them I lost like 5 pounds initially when I went paleo, And that's not why I do this. I do it for health and because I feel so much better. So when people ask me, like, are you still paleo? It's like, it's not like some diet I did. This is my life because I can't imagine eating like the way I ate this morning every day and eating those sorts of things because I feel awful. And like I said, it took me cutting those things out of my diet. I did what's called a Whole30. You can Google it. It's basically a very strict paleo challenge for 30 days where you cut out all those foods completely, 100%, no cheats at all. And it took me doing that to realize just how those things were affecting my body. And then, you know, when I eat grains again, I was like, oh God, that's why I was so tired all the time. And like, that's when I crave sugar and carbs, is when I'm eating grains because of what they do to my blood sugar levels and my energy. And so it's sort of like this vicious cycle where you have something like that and then you just want more of it. Like I'm sitting in the car on the drive home today and I ate enough food this morning to last me the 3-hour drive home to Portland, but I felt hungry because my blood sugar was plummeting after that huge skyrocket with all the stuff this morning. So I know this is getting a little lengthy, but really for me, I'm just trying to say that like the reason I don't eat grains is because I feel better without them. Like my energy and my cravings, especially my ability to like, I don't go for like the sweets as much when I'm sticking to paleo because I just don't, like, I'm nourishing my body well and I'm eating good foods that are maintaining my good blood sugar levels, so I don't need to like get that quick source of calories and dense energy to spike my blood sugar back up because I'm not crashing. So if you're one of those people that says, I do fine with grains, I don't need to cut them out, I just want to encourage you to try not eating them 2 weeks, preferably 30 days, a whole month to really get it out of your system, and then start introducing it here and there into your diet and see, really pay attention to how you feel, because odds are, like, I had no idea that I was feeling like less than perfect, like that I could feel better, and like I guess people ask me why I'm paleo and it's simply like I feel better. And I didn't realize I could feel that good, and I didn't realize I was feeling less than optimum before because I just didn't understand or make the connection. And once you start realizing how food affects your body, it's really eye-opening, which is why people that do these sorts of things like talk about it and you think they're a little bit crazy and they can't stop talking about it and they want to tell you about it. It's because they feel good and they want you to feel good too. And that's why I, tell people and advocate this sort of lifestyle, and I'm not trying to push it on anyone, and I'm not perfect, and I think that there's room for some treats and indulgences here and there, and some people, there are ways to incorporate grains in like a, without it being the base of your diet, which is where you really get into trouble. And if you want to know more about the science of it, I really recommend picking up the book It Starts With Food. Really interesting and approachable, but I'm in this brain fog right now where like I don't even know what I want to eat and I feel gross and I have a headache, and it's from all those grains this morning. So I just felt like I needed to make this video and share, and I apologize that I got lengthy about it. I could keep going for days. But if you are interested in cleaning up your diet, please come talk to me. I can give you some good suggestions on how to like gradually switch things up and swap things out, and I'd be happy to help. So thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day. Bye.